Hello and welcome to Community Conversations. I'm your host, KK Konishiro. In our second of two segments featuring members of Unified's class of 2021, we are very excited to speak with a few more high schoolers who will be soon taking the stage to receive their diplomas. The graduation ceremonies are the culmination of 4 years of very hard work in and out of the classroom, and we are so happy to hear about their stories as well as their plans for the future. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Could you please introduce yourself and say what high school you're from? Guadalupe, we're going to start with you.
Okay, hello, I'm Guadalupe Jacobo. I am a senior at Robertson High School.
Robertson, okay?
Hi, my name is Kritin Rickes. I'm a senior from Irvington High School.
Irvington.
Hi all, my name is Alvin Hong Lee and I'm a senior at Mission San Jose High School.
Great, well thank you so much for being here. Now, your class has had a completely different year, out of the norm kind of year with the social distancing, the learning, distance learning, the whole pandemic. How did that affect you? What did you come out from that experience with that you may take with you in the future? Who wants to start?
I can go ahead. Well, this distance learning and like everything for this year, it was something very, very new to me. I've always been an in-school person, so I never really been how independent studies, you're always on a computer and stuff. I've never done that before, so this is very new to me. With this, you really had to with this new environment, having to wake up every morning and going on electronic, you have to be self-motivated to get up and actually be motivated to do your work and stuff. Some takeaways I will take away had to be actually going to school and hanging around with friends and doing high school, just a high school senior experience, all the activities and stuff. We just missed a lot of our high school year, but you just really had to be on your work, and just doing what you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can go next. I think COVID really caught a lot of us off guard. I mean, one day it's like, oh, we had heard about this news of a virus that had,
I think he's
circulated
now.
in Wuhan, and the next thing you know, the entire world is shut down and there's no school. So you think, for a lot of us initially, and just not being able to really be with I think a lot of us have, found unique ways to adapt. I think something that's really admirable about FUSD students, and particularly our classes, we've been really resilient through these difficult times. And I think a lot of us have really made the best of the situation, whether it's getting involved in the community, whether it's helping the community out in various ways, really providing that peer-to-peer support. So throwing a hurricane at us, but I think we weathered it and we came out of it as a stronger class and much more unified class.
Okay, Kristen.
Yeah, I agree with all the points everyone made already, but I think definitely one of the things was just getting ready to this new routine. For me, it was definitely something I never had experience before, and all the routines I've kind of relied on for the first 3 years of high school that have got me through the first 3 years of high school, I had to completely change them on a coin flip. So I had to really took a lot of time to adapt, and it was really a struggle early on. I think a lot of students would agree with me on that. Just the daily basis of having to be on a computer for multiple hours a day in a row. But I think definitely perseverance has been a really big thing. And I think everyone who's come out at this point has really improved in persevering through this, because I don't know if I could have imagined having to go through an entire year online at this point, but the fact that we all ended up doing it, I think it's an accomplishment in its own right.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, when you arrived at high school as a freshman, how do you think you've changed now that you're a senior as a person? Do you think you've changed?
For me, I feel like I've changed a whole bunch. Back then, in my freshman year, I was in a rough path, so I really thought that school really wasn't a priority till now in my senior year. Now it's a really huge priority in life, having to graduate and get your diploma and going to college. So in my freshman year, I really didn't care about school, I guess. I never really went, and now I'm just I need to go to school, I need to do my homework.
Yes.
I need to go on this computer and like talk to my teachers and everything, just get on my work. So I feel like I really accomplished a lot in my life to where I am now, instead of like back then as a freshman. Like I feel like I made a huge change for myself.
Good. I'm glad. Chris Nick.
Yeah, I think definitely. I feel like over these past few years, I definitely became a lot more focused and at least responsible on my own, to the point where I don't need like people letting me know what to do or anything. It's more my responsibility, my abilities, just like keep myself accountable. And I think that's something that like I'm really happy with these past few years. But also just like being able to speak to other people and be confident in your own as like a human being is something I'm kind of pretty proud of, because I know, remember freshman year, like it'll be hard just even like get up to speak in a discussion car in classroom, and here I am like doing these interviews and then like, being prepared to speak at graduation. So it's like it's a big change, everything. So definitely happy with how it's been these past few years. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. Alvin, how have you changed since your freshman year?
Yeah, I think a lot of us when we're coming in as just, little freshmen, it's this daunting 4 years ahead of us. But I think, at least for me, I think something that I really appreciate about Mission is it's really taught me the importance of just resilience and persistence, and never giving up and pushing through it. And just sort of like Guadalupe said, right? There's no substitute for kind of getting yourself mentally together and putting in the effort. I definitely struggled with academics as well throughout high school, but ultimately I think I was really able to start pushing myself and understanding the necessity of school. And I think through that and through getting really involved in my community, I think I was able to discover a lot of outside passions, and I think that really translated to better learning for me in the classroom. But I think the biggest lesson into how important it is to learn from experience, I think I'm a strong believer that your experiences truly shape you as an individual. And I think I'm who I am today because of a lot of the experiences I've had throughout my 4 years. So put yourself in new uncomfortable situations to really learn and grow as an individual. Did that go through?
Half of it. Okay, so let's go to another question real quick, because I really want to know this one. Was there a teacher or staff member that really mentored you, influenced you, motivated you? Now's your time to brag about this person who made such a great impact on your life. Is it high school years?
I can start off for this question. So I think definitely I want to shout out my activities director for the past 4 years, Mr. Willer. I think it goes unheard of how much like he puts in behind the scenes in terms of just like effort and his participation in these events. And I don't think there's a single event on Irvington's campus that would be accomplished without him. So definitely I'm really want to shout him out and make sure that he at least gets some recognition, because especially this year, he's really been putting a lot of effort to at least try and get things done. So his work ethic and everything has really been a really big inspiration for me as well. And I'm just really hope he gets some recognition for this. Yeah.
Guadalupe?
Yeah, one person that very like impacted my life would be Mr. Paul Berry from
Yes.
Robertson High. He really impacted me because he always told me to believe in myself.
Mhm.
He helped me identify my strengths and weaknesses. He really cares about his students. He always talks about how when something comes your way, you just gotta come and grab it, no matter what place you're in or how you're feeling about it. Like you just gotta go and like go throughout your lives just living like you want to live till tomorrow. I feel like all of my teachers at Robertson have really made an impact on me. So like my past schools that I have been to, I've never felt like I really belonged there until I came to Robertson. They all put me in my place. They all told me like, you gotta get your work done, honey. Like you're like have a little bit of time left and you gotta live out these years, make your mistakes. So yeah, Paul Berry is a really like he's the best. Like I really
Yes.
He's the best.
He is. He is. What are your plans for the future? You're going to go to college? You're going to go to training schools or some kind of what do you want to do?
Yeah, so first I'm gonna celebrate my accomplishments, like
You
getting to
should.
high school.
Yes.
After high school, I'm going to attend Ohlone College and get my
Nice.
AA.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna explore area of interest like I experienced during college, and then I would like determine a career plan for my future. I
Okay.
don't really have a plan, so my first list on my plan is just to go to college and like just try new things and see what's best for me.
Okay. Good. Well, there's no deadline on the future, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Krithnik, what are your plans?
Yeah, so I'm going to college next year. I'll be going to UCSD, so
Okay.
going to Southern California. So I'm excited for that. I'm studying molecular and cell biology.
Okay.
So hopefully, my hope is that like I'll be able to do some good research there and eventually like translate that into working somewhere in the medical industry. So yeah, definitely looking forward to the next 4 years.
Is there a particular section of the medical industry you're focusing on?
Uh, nothing yet.
Okay.
To be fair, like I have a lot of interest in a lot of places, so I'm
Yeah.
hoping that like hopefully in college like I'll get a better idea of like what my future career path might be. But definitely like a lot of interest. So who knows that I'll be like a doctor or a pharmacist. Just looking forward to the
Yeah.
experience. Yeah.
Okay, great. Alvin, are you still there?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So I'm going to be going to Claremont McKenna College down in SoCal, and I'll be double majoring in public policy and philosophy, politics, and economics. And I think for me in the future, I definitely want to go into something that has to do with policy making. I've been really, really involved with education policy, particularly at a state level in my time here in high school. And I really do want to continue this work in public policy in the future. No idea what that's going to entail. Maybe that's working for a nonprofit, community organization, anything's out in the open. But I do know for certain that a childhood dream of mine was to actually become a education justice organizer for the ACLU when I grow up. So maybe law school is where I'm going to be headed. I have no idea, and I still got to figure that out. And I do actually have to get a good GPA in college too for law school. So that's another challenge that's ahead for me.
Okay, great. Now, for any incoming freshman students, what advice would you give them?
The advice I would give them was just to believe in themselves.
Okay.
Like, even though there's going to be so much hard stuff going in your life or just difficult things down the road, you just got to believe that you could do it and get through it, and to never give up and to always lead by example. So never like say that you're going to do this and that and just end up not doing it. You just never got to give up and believe in yourself. And even though like just what happened for our senior year where we have our distance learning, you should just never get up and just like get up every day and live life.
Excellent words of advice. Thank you, Guadalupe. Krithnik.
Yeah, I would say don't be afraid to take risks and be willing to make mistakes now. I think a lot of people have this like interpretation that like high school is the end all be all, where whatever mistakes you make here like are going to be crushing blows to your entire life. But
Yeah.
the stakes in high school are always like much lower than they will be in like college or in your adult life.
Yeah.
So just don't be afraid of making mistakes now, because that's how you're going to be better prepared for the future. You make your mistakes now, you learn from them, then apply them into your life so you don't have to make them again. So just don't be afraid. Take those risks when you can, and then it's okay if you make a mistake. Yeah.
Awesome. Alvin, what would you say to an incoming freshman?
Yeah, I think Guadalupe and Kritik got it perfectly. But I think it's just tying back into what I said earlier about the importance of learning from experience, something really invaluable that I've gained throughout the 4 years, right? And part of learning from experience and your surroundings, two pieces of that is one, being very persistent, right? And chasing after different opportunities, and what Guadalupe was saying, and also what Kritik was saying about not being afraid to make mistakes. I think, being brave and putting yourself out there and venturing into new opportunities and things that make you uncomfortable is really necessary in order to really grow and develop your character, your personality. And I think most importantly, learn a lot of really critical life skills that I think that you can't necessarily learn from a traditional education classroom. So I would say my biggest advice is whatever it is that you're scared of doing or that you're hesitant about doing or you think is too ambitious, go for it because it'll open up a plethora of new opportunities for you that you never expected to begin with.
Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. We do appreciate your help with the show. I congratulate you on your graduation. You did 4 years of very hard work. I know, I was there 1 year. And I wish you the best for all of your futures. I need you to fix the world, though, okay? Can you work on that? Yeah? That'd be great. Okay. Thanks so much for being here. And from everyone here at Community Conversations, we appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.